Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to not hopefully speak for too long because I know I'm in the way of everybody having a drink. If you haven't got a drink, there are apparently some drinks around the corner, so make sure to drink as dry, otherwise it's not the event that it should be. I just wanted to make a few introductions, really. I hadn't seen that video before. If anybody around there didn't see the video, I'll be uploading it on my social media soon because it's actually a really good video. Have a look at it. It's a cool video. So I just wanted to start out this session. We've got the incredible team from iMpeC, who are joint venture partners on the development in Middlesbrough Town Centre, which is the first development that we're delivering properly in Middlesbrough through the new Middlesbrough Development Corporation. And I'm going to leave all the really exciting stuff to Neil and the team to talk about, but I did want to give a very quick overview as to the benefit, I think, a very strong benefit of having a development corporation. And anybody that was in this morning's session, I apologise that I was doing, but we set up Middlesbrough Development Corporation because of the amount of investment that's coming into the region, particularly through Tees Works on the industrial side, wanting to make sure that we're capturing the full supply chain opportunity, the professional services that can come along with it, the leisure opportunities, the town centre living. Actually, we need to use the opportunities that Tees Works are delivering to bring regeneration to our town centres. And we know Middlesbrough in particular is going to have a consolidation of retail. There's a massive over-provision of it, but there are some really big, interesting development sites in Middlesbrough Town Centre that with the right mentality, the right master plan, and actually some money that the combined authority have been able to put in behind that and through the new investment zones, if anybody knows what they are, that we've got from money from government, means that we're able to plough huge amounts of resources into places like Middlesbrough and Hartlepool to be able to start the regeneration, to capture that supply chain and all of the things that go along with it. So the investment zones were part of a government programme. It was something that Jeremy Hunt came up with as kind of an add-on to free ports, and then it kind of turned into something else and became investment zones. And it basically meant that anywhere that was successful with an investment zone, of which we were, it ended up getting £160 million towards our investment zone. And our investment zone is more specifically around our leisure and creative industries, with the fantastic digital sector we've got, the film studios in Hartlepool, but a significant amount of that capital is going to go into Middlesbrough Town Centre, particularly through the Development Corporation. And again, one of the things that development corporations can do, and actually what mayors can do as well, is take away some of the heavy lifting and some of the financial resource that historically local authorities would have had to have ploughed into these types of more risky projects. And the whole purpose, I think, of regional devolution is for mayors and combined authorities and development corporations to step into that void, allow local authorities to deliver the services they need to deliver in a difficult environment that they're in, but actually have the money to be able to take some risk. Sometimes we will fail at things, but actually we'll be able to move forward and deliver for local people. But also, interestingly, the other thing that it comes with is the ability, I think, to be able to speed up planning. And I think that's a huge thing for anybody in development in this room. And one of the things I'm proud to say, working with the guys at iMpeC and our planning advisors at Lichfields, who in effect we've contracted to be our planning officials within the Development Corporation, we were able to take the plan for the £200 million development Neil and the team are going to talk about, from submission to approval at planning committee in 10 weeks, and which we think is a significant milestone because it demonstrates that with the right politics, with the right structures in place, and the right vision for what we want as the town, which Middlesbrough Council are also heavily bought into, actually you can move at pace and you can do things very, very quickly. And it's really exciting to have the guys here today. You know, we procured these guys what felt like a lifetime ago. And I'm sure they'll talk about some of the incredible stuff they've delivered elsewhere in the northeast of England. But being able to have a procurement where we've taken on contractors and partners who have a really great track record of delivery, an ability to, they want to get on and work, they're really sensible. I'm not usually nice to these guys, but really nice guys who are just good to get on with and decent to work with, pretty sensible most of the time. But also ideally locally as well. And that's something we want to see. We want to give opportunities to local people, local developers to be able to do this. It's absolutely fantastic to have them here. So thank you all for coming. Like I said, drinks around the corner. I'm going to hand over to Neil, Lee and Sandy and the team to take you through the specifics of the development. And if anybody here is interested in replicating what these guys are going to be delivering and putting a spade in the ground later this year on, come and speak to me. Tees Valley Combined Authority team are here. We'd love to hear from you, because this isn't just a project that's going to sit in glorious isolation in Middlesbrough Town Centre. It's the start of something really, really special, and I think you'll probably get some of that vibe from these guys as they give you the details. So over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you. Just to start off, we are acutely aware that the sun's shining and we've offered free alcohol, so we're very, very focused on that. some members of our team have taken that slightly further than others in terms of the quantity, but that's a different story. But listen, thank you, Ben. Thanks for that introduction. I might just start actually by slightly responding to that. You know, like many of you in this room, we can pick and choose where we choose to spend our time and spend our investment. But the reason we're doing that in Tees Valley is that you know, fundamentally you've got, through Ben and his team, leadership, you've got vision, and you've got an acknowledgement that their role is to help us unlock development and unlock investment. You know, one of the first things Ben said to me, and has done consistently since I met him the first time, is that, you know, he acknowledges his role, or part of his role, is to knock the obstacles out of the way that we all face in delivering projects in this industry. So that's, you know, that's fundamentally the reason we're here. And the Development Corporation, which was formed a couple of years ago, as Ben said, is another example of that, and an example of why we're sat here today. So over the last sort of 18 months or so, since we've been procured as development partner, we've spent a lot of time talking to local people, local businesses, key stakeholders in the town to help understand the challenges and the opportunities, and to ultimately shape our vision and our solution for this site. And, you know, notwithstanding the number of challenges that the town, Middlesbrough, faces, of which there are many, there are some really fundamentally wonderful things going on in Middlesbrough and the Tees Valley that provides a massive opportunity for what we'll show you shortly. So the Teesside's got one of the fastest growing digital sectors in the UK. You know, we've met businesses like Double 11, employs hundreds of people in the town centre developing gaming software for the likes of Sony. The university's invested £280 million into its teaching facilities. Most recently, the Digital Life building, where they're teaching cybersecurity in GCHQ style teaching facilities. It really is phenomenal. And then you've got the multi-billions that have been invested and are being invested in Tees Works, developing new advanced manufacturing jobs for the region. You know, that's just to name but a few. But fundamentally, the town centre, Middlesbrough town centre, is lacking, and it's behind the curve in terms of where it needs to be in order to serve those businesses and those people. One of the consistent themes we heard from business leaders time and time again is that the town centre is a barrier, is inhibiting their ability to recruit and recruit staff. So that fundamentally led us to a very, very simple and very focused objective for this project, and it is fundamentally about creating a new accommodation offer that isn't available in Teesside, let alone in Middlesbrough, that will be appealing particularly to professionals, and that will fundamentally help those businesses attract and retain talent, and help the university attract and retain students. And that is our focus, and that is what Gresham is all about. And we are, we're aligned, 100% aligned with Ben, his team, the Development Corporation, the Combined Authority, with all those people there that are, fundamentally part of our team, the same team, and we're all aimed at that objective and getting this scheme up and running and off the ground later this year. And as Ben mentioned, a prime example of that, there's the planning permission delivered in 10 weeks for a £200 million scheme. Yeah. Lee.
Yeah, so as much as me and Neil and Sandy, it's not just us within this team. We've got probably in excess of 100 people working alongside us now, the likes of Chris Coles, Turner Townsend, who's 4 pints deep already. Corsafine and Wrights, we've got WSP, we've got our friends at Waits Construction as our preferred contractor on the scheme now. But as the title of this is, obviously, delivered 200 million investment in 10 weeks. That's what Ben said from the very start, that he would deliver it within 10 weeks. We kind of believed him, but as I say, the hard work of our team, but more so the hard work of Middlesbrough Development Corporation planning officers. And I have to say, Middlesbrough Council, as statutory consultees, were great within the process as well. We did deliver from submission, consultation, feedback and delivery. We got the plan within 10 weeks in a day, which is just phenomenal. I dare say a lot of people around this table, like ourselves, we have small applications that take well over 12 months. And this is a £200 million scheme that was delivered within 10 weeks, which is, as I say, from our point of view, that's just absolutely given us the confidence that this is the right project for us. And it will be the catalyst for future regeneration of Middlesbrough and other investment within the borough. Help yourself, Sandy.
Thanks, Lee. So I'm Sandy Smith, Development Director for Buccleuch Property. We were competitively chosen by the Tees Valley Combined Authority and the Development Corporation in conjunction with our partners iMpeC to bring forward what you've just heard about, this £200 million transformational project. I actually think it's a generational project when you see what the intentions are with it. Now, after everything has been said, there's not much more I can really add, and I'm conscious that it's gone 4 o'clock. This is billed as a drinks reception, but I'm just going to speak for a couple of minutes. We'll put a short video on which just slightly sells the vision a bit more, brings it to life. You won't see it around the corner there. I would urge you to come around because it's only just been pulled together last night and this morning, but it's great and it really does sell the vision. Buccleuch are national investors and developers, as well as investing into the living sector in the States, but we specifically work with local authorities. In fact, we pride ourselves on working with local authorities and also joint venture partners who cover areas geographically or sectors that we don't work in or deals we wouldn't have heard about. And Neil and Lee are a prime example of that. And so working with them and a very proactive combined authority and development corporation, it's been, I have to be honest, it's been sort of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
When Neil first said you need to come and meet Ben, see this opportunity, we'd like to throw hats into the ring. I'll be honest, Middlesbrough just wasn't on our agenda, radar, but you just have to spend a few days here and you pick up, there's a real vibe, there's a real buzz. Most people in this room will know far more about that than myself. Neil's commented on sort of some of the jobs that exist. It's an incredible place.
Yeah.
And it's the can-do attitude, which as national developers, I find really refreshing. I won't bore people with planning tales of woe, etc. But if someone could give me a planning consent in 10 weeks every time, we'd be in a really happy place. There's still a lot of hard work to do though, right? So we've got consent. It looks fantastic. I hope you'll all agree shortly. But there's a lot of work to do. But with the sort of that top-down approach from Ben and his team at the Combined Authority and the Development Corporation and their willingness and preparedness to sort of sit down on an hourly basis, daily basis and work through, I genuinely think we're going to get there. We've got strong investor appetite, it's fair to say.
Yep.
I think Neil's right when he says there might be a spade in the ground. There will be a spade, sorry Ben, in the ground this year. And I think there'll be some really exciting news to follow soon, I hope. So a little video to play, and then we want anything else, we'll be going straight for a drink. So I suggest you follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.